Hello, everyone. I'm back for another live. It's been a minute. I realize that, but it's been a busy, crazy time. And as this year is coming to an end, I was inspired to talk about the topic that we're talking about today, spiritual ascension and spiritual awakening, and what that means, because the collective is awakening and we are all ascending, some faster than the others, but we are all, as human beings, as souls, as living beings, we are ascending and we're transforming, and there's just so much that's going to be happening in the next few years. Hi everyone, just in case you are new here and you've just jumped in, I'm Natalie, also known as Femme Tarot. I'm a psychic, tarot reader, medium, healer. I'm a light worker, and what we talk about on this channel are different spiritual topics that will help you understand better your spiritual journey and what's going on. And we also talk about astrology too, because that was my first passion. So, hi everyone. I just want to see how everyone is doing down in the chat. How's everyone doing? Holidays are just around the corner. Christmas is right around the corner. And I know that I call myself a Grinch, but I'm not so much this year because this is a new home, a new country. We're all very excited to spend our first Christmas here as a family. And I am excited. And I've gone full on with the decorations. I've gone overboard. I've spent a lot of money, but that's a good thing, right? I mean, let's enjoy Christmas and the New Year's that's coming, and that's right around the corner. I just want to say hello to some of my favorite people who are in the chat. I want to say hi to Annika. Hi, Elaine. Thank you for being here. Fields of Grace, which we haven't seen in a while, and we'll get to that a bit later. That's also known as Kim, if no one doesn't know her new YouTube channel. Mocha, hi, or Mocha or Mocha. I'm sorry if I'm pronouncing it wrong. And of course, original Dalston girl, hi, from London. Amber is here too. Hey, Amber. Happy holidays to you too. Let's see. Mylene, hi, how are you? I'm so happy to see you guys. I've missed you. Literally, I've missed you a lot. Oh, thank you so much. Yeah, we need to keep that energy up and high, everyone. This is what's going to get us through everything that's going on in the world and to the collective right now. We'll get to that in a minute. Is 2022 going to be better? When will coronavirus end? That's a good question. I will be doing readings. I want to do a collective read. I'm not going to be doing any lightning readings today because I don't want this to be like a super long live. And I think we've got a lot to talk about. But I'll definitely be doing another live. And what we can do is do a live reading on the collective and see. You can ask me anything about the coronavirus, about all that, what's going on in the world. I have more time until January, so I'll be doing this much more often. Let me see who else is here. I hope I haven't missed anyone. Friendly chat, love the vibe. Yeah, I love the vibe too. Thank you, every Femmies. You've got an amazing vibe. And you know what? It's got to rub off onto people because right now there's a lot of people going through so much and we need to lift those spirits and that vibe up. And hey, Shan in Van, and not in a van, but in Vancouver. Hi, hi, hi. So happy to see you, Shan, here. I'm really excited about the show. I love doing lives. I know I haven't been doing them often, and I promised I would. But you know what? Your readings are a priority, and so I prioritize with that. And of course, I do lives with Jason on a Sunday, but Sunday's my day off. So I do something fun with a friend and love doing it as well. Shanta, hi. Nice to see you and happy holidays to you too. I think we've got some people here or some accounts that I don't understand their language or what they're posting. Right, but we'll ignore these people there. So I hope everyone's doing well. I hope everyone is hyped for the holidays, hyped for the new year as well. Right. Let me just organize my stuff here. I haven't done it in a while. It feels like weird. Like it feels like, oh my God, I'm live. I've got all these things. I've made cards because what we're talking about today is something that you've heard me talk about a lot here on YouTube, but also when we have private readings. And let me just tell you this. A lot of people, I've done so many readings in the last few months where they are very much alike. And these are different people from different walks of life, from different countries, going through different things. But what I mean that they're alike, a lot of you, including myself, but I'm going to talk about you right now, are going through a major transformation. Your life is changing. Your vibe is changing. Your outlook of life is changing. Even things that have happened to you in the last couple of years, 3 years, even before the pandemic started, it was sort of like a sign 3 years ago where we are heading, right? So many things have been happening, and a lot more information lately, if you haven't noticed, has been accessible to us. And I mean information, and I don't mean spiritual information, I mean information out in the world. So there's a lot of things happening, let's just say, behind the scenes. And why this is happening is because we are all ascending. The collective is ascending. Our spirits are ascending. And I will touch upon that, what that means. I've got notes, I've got cards, I've got everything, because I'm going to try to go deep, but not too deep, because it is a live and I don't want to exhaust you guys and overload you with information. So I think it's time to dive in, but I'll just check the chat again really quickly. Oh, we have a first timer, Lucy. I hope I'm pronouncing it right. Hi, nice to meet you, and thank you for being here. And Mocha, please tell me how to pronounce your name. So I'll just call you Mocha. I felt that. Glad I'm here to understand more. Good. That's why we're doing this here. There are many layers to this discussion today, to this conversation, right? There's the layer of the ascension, what's happening to all of us, what's happening to the collective. Then there's a lower layer, or an under layer, let's just call it, which has to do light versus dark, which has to do with this overload of information that we're receiving in the last few years, and how people and situations are being exposed. And these are connected with the ascension, the collective ascension. Okay. And also, I want to, if there's time, to talk about with you guys, what did you feel in a more spiritual level? How did you feel 2021 helped you? Not hindered you, but helped you. Because 2021 was a gift in disguise. That's what people don't realize. And also, what you guys don't realize is that 2021 is, let's just call it like a teaser of what 2022 is going to be. And we've only touched the surface of things. And I don't want to scare anyone. I'm not saying that 2022 is going to be a worse year. Forget about politics, forget about social issues and what's happening, and even sort of natural disasters. By the way, California had a big earthquake yesterday, I heard. If anyone's here from California, I just want to send you and extend to you light, and I hope you're all safe and you're doing good. But this is also another indication with all these like catastrophes and changes in the weather, everything that we're seeing, they're all connected together, and they all sort of land underneath the umbrella of ascension and transformation. right, let's jump in. I've got some cards here. So let's talk about what spiritual awakening is. Awakening is, there is a difference between awakening and ascension. Awakening is, as I say here, a person who awakes to realize there are different levels of consciousness. And it almost feels like you're in an elevator, and you feel that you're leveling up in a sense. You do feel that you're no longer on that level that you were, that where you started from, and your sense of reality starts to change. That's what awakening is. The idea of spiritual awakening was popularized by Carl Jung, and actually he described the process as coming back to your original self. It is the embodiment of true self. And what is true self? Your higher self. You are connected to your higher self, and that is your true self. This, your personality, your behavior, your traits, everything that you are in this life is not your true self. I don't want to burst your bubble. There are elements of true self there, but they are bubbled. Your true self is kind of like bubbled and wrapped with ego, greed, emotions, external influences. There's just how you grew up, who your parents were, how did they treat you. There's just so many factors that in this life forms who you are, but that doesn't necessarily mean that that's your true self. And that's the embodiment of true self, shedding off your old self and going through an inner rebirth, basically. So it is a vibration of frequency that generates positive energy and light. And it feels like being in nirvana, or being in bliss, feeling that sense of bliss. That's what the awakening is. But before you get to that stage of nirvana and bliss, oh boy, you probably heard this. I've mentioned this a lot of times, that you go through a very major state of depression before the awakening happens. That's because your body, because your energy, your frequency, your vibe is changing and it's trying to catch up with your true self. Your body cannot follow, and neither does your psyche, basically cannot follow. So you're going through a depression, but that's your body basically trying to slow you down, bring you down, and say, hey, wait a second, I'm not ready for this. Let's figure this out. What's going on? And that's why you fall into depression, because you don't understand what is going on with you. You feel disconnected with the world, with yourself, with the people that you love. And this happens just before the awakening. And this is about ascension to a higher spiritual connection. The state of nirvana or bliss basically moves you towards ascension to a higher spiritual connection. And if you know about manifestation, if you've watched my videos or watched any video or any light worker out there, you know that law of attraction and manifestation. How does it work? You have to basically elevate your vibe, your energy. And that is to basically give you an idea. What that means is, when you're in love, when you fall in love with someone and you're at that honeymoon stage and you're like so in love and blissful and happy, and you're wearing your rose colored glasses and the world seems so beautiful and the colors are vibrant around you. You remember that feeling, right? I hope some of you or all of you are in love now, so you can sort of relate with what I'm saying. But if you're not now, I'm sure you've been in love in the past and you could relate with that feeling. That is the same feeling that you get when you go through your awakening. And the ascension starts from the awakening. Let me see. Yeah, what causes spiritual ascension? So, life-changing events and a force to evaluate. Of course, there's a typo there. Forgive me. Evaluate your life from a higher perspective. So, something forces you, something happens to you suddenly, or not even suddenly, but it's traumatic enough for you to, it's almost like a shock to your system and to your soul. Could be the death of a loved one, could be a near death experience, could be losing your job out of the blue, could be a divorce or a breakup. It's different for different people. Depends where you are at that point in your life. But it's almost like pushing that red button. When that huge event in your life happens, it's like someone just presses a red button, and there is the awakening stage. So there are different types of spiritual ascension. So these are not the stages. I want to talk about the stages, but that would make the whole life. And I think I'm going to do a part 2 if you guys are interested. So there are different types of spiritual ascensions, as I said. The first type is the ascension of the mind. Let me just say before I go on that although there are different types of ascension, it doesn't mean that you're going through one type of ascension or you are going through one. You could be going through all 5 of them at the same time. All right. That's a lot, but it's what you can handle. If you can handle it, that's what the source, the divine, is going to make you do. Depends. So with me, and I will get to that as well, I will describe to you a little bit my experience with that. But with me was stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, and then there were like the different types of ascension. And then it was bam, in my face, things changed. Things changed. The way I saw myself, the way I saw the world around me, even my gift was amplified. And not just one gift. It's like I developed different gifts after my awakening, after my ascension. So where was I? So it is the awakening of the mind. This happens when you have a sudden realization and deeper understanding of who you are. It usually happens when you're able to objectify yourself and basically disengage and disconnect from the outside world and from influences that influence you, basically. And that is the ascension of the mind. Your mind goes first. Then we have the awakening of the personality. It involves basically cutting away and releasing old limiting beliefs that we all have and patterns of behavior, basically to develop qualities that integrate in the wholeness of your unique awakened self. That's what that means. So it doesn't mean that your personality changes. It just means that you realize it's almost like you have an x-ray vision of yourself and you know why your personality has developed the way it has, and you're able to disconnect from it. So for instance, if you are a very anxious person, or you've got agoraphobia, meaning that you don't feel comfortable in public spaces, that could be because of something or someone in your life from your childhood, for instance. Maybe you had a very domineering father or a verbally abusive parent or a relative, something like that. And that formed you throughout your life. As you grew, or, as you grow up, that forms you. And when you have the ascension of the personality, it means that you realize where that's coming from and you disconnect from that. It's almost like you can disconnect from the past and say, no, that's not going to define me. That's not going to define my personality, basically. Then we have the awakening of the spiritual energy. So when life force energy, Kundalini, for instance, It awakens major changes occur to the physical body, as I said at the beginning. But that's also known as the Kundalini awakening. That is a very intense experience. It's a shock, but you come out of it seeing the world in a very, very, very different light. Everything is accentuated, everything is bold, and you realize that you're not part of this world, you're part of the other world with the Kundalini awakening. So this means that your whole energy, the way you vibe with other people or in situations, changes. You have more control because you realize what reality is. Is there reality? Are you part of reality? Or are you just a guest? Just a guest playing a role in this reality. I hope, guys, it's not going over your heads, and I hope it's making sense. Then we have the awakening of the soul, which I'm missing the card here, I think. There it is. The awakening of the soul. It's a sudden and divine awareness of one's true purpose. It basically unites you with your soul's purpose. That's what it is. It all comes together and starts making sense in a way that nothing else in your life has ever made sense. It's it's a feeling you just I'm trying to explain this, express this in words just to give you an idea. It's like you feel your soul pulsating. You know how you feel your heartbeat, especially when you're calm and you're lying down and you can either hear it through your pillow like your heartbeat or you feel it. Well, you can feel your soul pulsating because your soul is connected to the divine, to the universe, to the light, to God, however you want to call it. It's basically the same thing. It's what you want to call it and how you want to envision it. Now, the awakening of the soul, there are, well, what I have here are the common symptoms of the different types of spiritual ascension, right? So as I said, we have a enhanced feeling of bliss constantly. It's like if someone tries to do something or they sort of step on your toe and they do something on purpose just to piss you off, you're nirvana. You don't care. You're not affected by it because you're able to see it from a very different perspective, which is the higher perspective. Let me go back to that. Sharpened awareness. Mood swings. Mood swings is a huge thing. You wake up in the morning, you're in a bad mood, you don't realize why. And then you're like half an hour later, you're fine. That's because your body is trying to catch up with the soul, with what is going on. And when I mean body, I mean your psychology too. What is your psyche? Insomnia and sort of disrupted sleeping patterns, it is a major thing. A lot of people I do readings with, a lot of my clients say the same, that they're going through transformations and ascensions are telling me the same thing. They're like, I can't sleep. It's like almost like I feel tired, I go to bed, I lie down in bed, I close my eyes, I'm desperate to go to sleep because I feel tired, but my mind won't shut up. There's just so much. There is an overload and a download of so much information that either I need to get up and start writing all that, what's going on, or record it, or I just try to ignore it, but I can't go back to sleep. That's a very, very common symptom. There are different eating patterns. People lose weight. Like Okay, that's not changing your eating patterns, but some people don't change their eating patterns and they start losing weight. That doesn't make them sick. It just means that the weight, the body's just shedding what it doesn't need, including fat cells. Fat cells. Yes, you heard that right. And your eating patterns could be so you could be like sort of not that hungry and feeling, yeah, full all the time, even though you don't eat enough, or it could be days where you're like binging. That's totally me. And I want to just say another thing about this. A lot of people ask me, what is one way of grounding yourself? Another way of grounding yourself. Let's say you don't have crystals, you don't have sage at home, and you don't live near the woods or near the beach or near nature. You're in the city, you're in an apartment or a flat in the city. Another way of grounding yourself, don't laugh, guys, it is by eating. I do that sometimes. That's why I've gained weight. Not good. Like, I do readings back to back, and then I just need to eat. That's another way, even though I ground myself anyways. And I wear bracelets and I just do all the sort of ceremonies to ground myself. But it's food is part of it, guys. It is. um Altered states of consciousness, not really, sometimes you get a little bit confused. Also, losing the sense of time. I That's a good question. I want you guys to put it down in the comment section in the chat, and I'll have a look at it in a minute. How many of you have you felt that you're losing track of time? I am lately a lot. It's almost like, and we know this, time is not linear. It's like a rainbow cake. Imagine a rainbow cake. You have the different layers and the different colors. Chakras, let's call them the chakra layers as well. That's time. It's a sandwich. It's a rainbow cake. It's not linear. And a lot of people who have, and if they've reached stages 5, 6, or even 7 of ascension, they say that sense of time, like, it's like they can go a little bit crazy sometimes, because it's almost like they live two parallel lives. They see themselves and they feel and they experiences what part of them, because our higher self is up there in on the other side, but it doesn't mean that you're the only one here. Another part of your higher self could be living a parallel life somewhere else on Earth, different galaxy, planet, whatever, different world. And people who are going through ascension do feel that. It's almost like they jump in from one life to the other, or one timeline to the other. And oh yeah, it boosts sexuality too, guys. It does, because it's all that energy that's flowing in you, and you want, and making love and sex is actually, that's why I don't know if I've said this on YouTube, but I say this to my clients, especially my single clients, and I tell them, guys, be careful who you sleep with, because when you are connecting physically, you're also connecting energetically, and you could be carrying this person's energy with you. So it boosts sexuality because that energy needs to flow and it needs to be shared in a sense. Okay. You also feel disconnected from the world. You question existentiality. Who am I? What am I? Reevaluating beliefs. Vivid dreaming is a big one. Feeling alone. Changes in relationship. Yeah, you could be like, you could decide changes in relationship. You could decide like, this marriage is not for me. This relationship is not for me. But you can't really explain why. It's a deep rooted feeling that you have. You're like, I need to let go of this, as hurtful as it may be, because this is what's keeping me behind. Purging is huge. Purging relationships, purging friendships, purging a lot of even personal items, even changing homes. That part of purging. It is hurtful. It is painful, but it has to be done, and it is done during this ascension stage, or this ascension process. Noticing synchronicities is also another one, and intuition is heightened. Now, um, experiencing deep empathy, wanting to be of service. You're probably going to notice how so many people, if that's not you, but people around you, quit their jobs just like that. They either start a small business, or they are working or doing something to service other people. And it's something that's become a lot more prevalent the last couple of years, and definitely the pandemic helped with that. Heightened senses, anxiety attacks, and feeling unconditional love. Let me just say that a lot of people at the beginning of ascension or the beginning of their awakening may kind of get into substance abuse. Okay, because that's a coping mechanism, trying to make sense of what is going on to you, or even numbing the whole experience or the whole journey. And that also leads to anxiety attacks. There's that part of anxiety attacks, and these anxiety attacks of, whoa, everything, the whole world around me just shattered in pieces. What is going on? Before I talk to you a little bit about enlightenment, I'm just going to go into, I'm going to look at the chat. Oh, Campfire is here. Hey, Camp. I've been purging a lot. You and me both. Purging big time, Rosemary, too. Hi, Rosemary. Soul tiles are absolutely like mission. Absolutely. Let me see. Yes, with insomnia. Is it show? Yes, Rosemary, and insomnia too. It's I tell you, it's a lot of people are going through this at the time right now. Let me just sing. This explains what I've been going through so much. Yes, and that's why I'm doing this video, because I want you guys to understand that you're not going crazy. It's not you per se, it's just your spirit, your soul wants to connect to the divine. We're all starting to connect to the divine on a level of enlightenment. And I will talk about enlightenment in a second. That's Rosemary says, quit my job of 10 years, toxic people, environment. Can you go through many in your life? Nope. There's one. There's one. Because you reach the final stage of ascension is basically enlightenment. And I don't mean you become a guru. You're above being a guru. You're above everything. You're just a light, a being of light, being hosted by a body. That's it. Your perception, and we'll talk about this, it's like the shuddering. Once you reach that level of enlightenment, the final stage of ascension, it becomes the shattering of ego. There's no ego anymore. You become part of the divine, part of the light, part of God. This is the epitome of purity, of love, of truth, of wisdom, basically. It is the experience of being both nothing and everything at once. And why are you nothing? Because this human body, this human experience basically is nothing, but you're everything, because you're part of that amazing universe, that amazing divine. And that's what you realize. The ascension journey basically ends when you develop clarity of a thought. That's when it all ends and it all comes together. And that's when self-mastery has been achieved. Joey says, vivid dreams. Yeah, we all have them. And guys, you've heard me talk about this. Keep a spiritual / dream journal. You have to. Because that's how everything is going to start making sense to you guys. I have my own little journal here, and when I do like readings for myself or loved ones, or when I have visions, or where I'm downloading information and messages, when I have dreams, I write them down. And literally a few days ago, I just went through it. And oh my God, the clarity and how much it made sense, and how I was able to see how I've evolved and developed since when I wrote in that entry in my journal. It's incredible. Hi, beautiful Allison. You made it. I'm so happy. Light mission, wow, would share your journey at the end. Have you reached experience enlightenment? I haven't yet. I haven't. I'm on the path though. I'm on that. And I'll explain a little bit more. Can this help make you a better healer reader? I gave a message to someone and they said I was on point, but I never met them. Yes. The awakening. When you go through your awakening and those ascension stages, yes, use your third eye is opening up. Your intuition is amplified. As I repeat myself, we're all psychic, guys. It's just that some people don't realize it and don't know how to use it. Other people are just too scared of it, so they kind of block it. Some people use it, but they don't know how to develop it and train themselves to get there. We all have a third eye. We all have the pineal gland. We're all, beings of light. It's just a matter of learning how to listen to the messages that we're being given. And going back to, sorry, what was, I think I missed it. Okay, light mission. There you go. Have you reached experience enlightenment? I haven't yet, but I'm on that process, let's just say. I can tell you one thing, that lately what I have been noticing is, whoa, I've been downloading information and I'm developing new gifts all of a sudden. It's just like, and I can tell you what, last week, it's crazy. I was telling this to my husband the other day. I'm like, it's crazy. I think of something, like literally, I'm just sitting there, something pops in my head. It happens within half an hour tops. I think of someone, so many people from the past have just like reappeared in my life, some good, some bad. But it was almost like I knew that was going to happen and I prepared myself. I've been predicting so much stuff lately accurately. And let me just say, psychics and mediums, there's only one that I know of who is 95% accurate with his prediction. And his name is George. Oh my God, keep getting his name wrong. George Andrews, I think. Okay. I might have gotten it wrong. I'm sorry about that. I have so much information right now. But a lot of psychics are not 100% accurate. And you know why? It's not that they're phony, they're fake, that they got it wrong. It's because of free will, because of our ego and their free will. So you might go to a psychic and they might predict stuff for you, but you might change something. It's like the butterfly effect, one butterfly, if a butterfly flies towards the west over here, it might create a sandstorm in Dubai the next day, or it could cause something else somewhere else in the world. It's the same thing. When you start, and especially when you go to psychics and mediums and you kind of get a glimpse of the future, most people are conscious of it, they're aware of it, and sometimes they want to change the outcome. And most likely you're going to be successful because of your free will. Okay. So don't diss the psychics and the mediums out there who might get things wrong. It's not that they got it wrong. It's just that you changed the outcome. That's what happened. And that's why when I start readings, I always ask for my guides to give me the information that you need to know now. And that's why every reading is different. Some readings are going to be very predictive and very much about what's going to happen to your future. For others, it's about what's happening in now and what you need to change in order for you to move on to your future and to find your path. Their readings are different for everyone, and the information that comes through is different for everyone. I hope I covered that. Let me just see. Oh, thank you, Kate. Thank you so much. Thank you for being here. Diana, Happy holidays to you too. Oh, sorry to see you go. Campfire says, I know I'm psychic. Campfire is very intuitive, actually. And it's funny because we freak out sometimes because we think he lives in New York, I'm in Greece. And sometimes we think the same thing or the same thing comes into our mind. And then we text each other and it's just like, wow, like we're like, stop it, get out of my head. Um, it's exactly that, because I predicted something for and it didn't happen, and there's a reason for that. It's like, if and also if you're not ready to receive it, you're not going to receive it now. It might be delayed. It doesn't mean, for instance, with Kempire, it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. It just means it got delayed a little bit, you know. um That happened to me once. I thought of someone, and 2 weeks later, I received a friend request. And I hadn't heard from here. See, guys, listen to your intuition. Listen to that real subtle voice that is talking to you in your head. Don't dismiss it as a thought, as rational thinking or an idea. Don't dismiss it. Listen to it. It's leading you somewhere. It's protecting you from something. Um, Right. So I think that since we've got, I don't know if you guys have any questions, but what I want to do is I'm going to drop the link if anyone wants to call in. Okay. Kate, I love that you said that. I get downloads in the shower. So do I. Taking a shower, and I say this to everyone as well, when we do meditation, when we do sound baths, etc., or readings, I say go take a shower after this, especially if it's been intense, because water is a good conductor of energy, and B, it relaxes your body, it relaxes your mind, and what happens is that you're receiving, you're open to receive, you're open to download. The shower's a powerful place to receive downloads. See, he said it while I was saying it. There you go. That's an example. Oh, Rosemary, thank you. I love you and Campfire together. Yeah, we love doing what we're doing together, and we're good friends. So we just absolutely love that. You guys love it too. Absolutely. Let me see. Right, I've got some callers in the back. I'm just going to drop the link just one more time if anyone wants to. Oh my god, there's just so much going on. Riding a bicycle, you don't forget how to do lives, right? I'm going to bring on Kim, you're first.
Hello. How are y'all doing?
Hello. Hi, Kim. I haven't seen you in a while. Let me just say, everyone, for those of you who've known me and from the very beginning of my YouTube journey, which started over 2 years ago, and I started doing lives, Kim was one of the first who jumped on to do lives with me. They were called Mystic Mondays. And then I actually had a panel. We were actually a panel. And unfortunately, unforeseen circumstances or foreseen circumstances, we kind of like went on to different paths. And I just thought that this was a great way to end the year, bring Kim back, and just show that, guys, this year is all about clarity. It's all about, I remembered what I forgot to mention, but I will get to that in a minute, about light versus dark and everything that's going on now. And that's why I want to say that a lot of times things happen, people happen, circumstances happen where things change, or you think they've changed.
Right.
Okay. And then, because you're a person of light and because you trust in your guides and your team of spirits, you get an epiphany, let's just say, of how things actually are.
Right.
And this is what happened between me and Kim. I don't want to go way too deep because this is not about drama or anything. But I just want to say that this year was a year of clarity, as I said, and also of separating good versus bad, light versus dark.
And the light will always shine through. It may take a little bit, but the truth always finds its way out, and the darkness, it 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 can't stay forever. I mean, there's once light shines into the darkness, darkness is no more.
I agree, and this is going to be happening for a lot more people as
Hmm.
people are awakening as well. It's almost like you have Superman X-ray vision. You're able to see through these things, and that's why I said listen to your intuition. In my case, my intuition was right from the beginning, but I didn't want to listen to it. You know why? Because I'm a person that wants to give chances. I'm open. I give. I just want them to prove themselves. That's just that they're a good person or that their intentions are good. So that's a lesson that we learned. Kim and I learned. Jenny, who was also on the panel too. We also have London Girl and Backstage, who has been with this channel and with us from the very beginning. And I absolutely adore her and respect her and value her as well.
I do. She's on my station and my channel a lot now too, and I love her thought process. I love her spirit, her energy, her insight. She's just a magnificent lady.
Yeah, she's absolutely is. And Kim, so do you feel like you've had your awakening?
Oh yeah. And it started August of 2020. When my mom passed, it was just like boom. Okay. I saw everything totally different. And since then, I mean, I've just grown and grown and grown more spiritually. And it's funny, like, I had an accident a few weeks ago. And anytime I go through any kind of trauma, I my body checks out here, and I am in the spiritual world. My husband was worried to death because I sat there and talked to my mother, and I kept telling him, "She's right there. Why can't you see her? She's touching you." And I do. I didn't eat. I didn't do anything, but I do go into the spiritual world, I guess, for my body to heal. But yeah, I've done that a lot. I mean, I'm much more connected to the spiritual world.
A lot of us are, and I want to hear from the others who are also backstage and anyone who's in the chat as well. And for the replay crew, please comment down below. And don't forget to like and subscribe. I keep forgetting to do that, but hey, I remembered now. So please do it. Thank you. um, yeah, absolutely. And how would you say that what would you say that you learned or gained in 2021 as the year comes to an end?
Excuse me. I've learned to look past what people say and see who they really are. Um, like I said, the truth will always find its way out. And whenever you think you have a friend that's talking to you, trust your gut, trust your
Hmm.
intuition. And if it's saying run, run, get away. That's not a good person for you to be around. And for someone to try to stir up confusion and anger and try to cause conflict, get away from them. You're not going to change them. And
Some
that's
people find it hard to sort of distinguish what they're feeling is whether it is, actually their ego or other emotions that are sort of building up, or it is their intuition when it comes to people. But I will definitely say this, as we're all ascending, and I talked about the purging, and a lot of you said that you're purging right now. We're going to become lonelier and lonelier, and less people are going to be part of our life. But this is intentional. This is what it's supposed to do. And even with this situation in 2021 that Kim is referring to, it was supposed to be this way. She was supposed to purge this person or this situation that she found herself in, because it opened up even more her perspective and her view of where she is in reality. right, Kim?
Absolutely. Absolutely. I learned a lot from, I mean, my heart was broken, but through the brokenness, I learned the truth. And that helped, it helped build me in so many ways that that it's like a wolf in sheep's clothes, you know, and that's how she presented herself, as an angel of light when she was an angel of darkness, deep darkness. But in learning that, I've grown. So it, you can't be mad at lessons if you're growing from them.
I agree. You can't be mad at lessons, because lessons are thrown at us for a reason, and it's to not only to get a thicker skin, but it's also to grow from that experience and to get to learn yourself better and deeper and from a different perspective too. So I'm glad that 2021 was an eye opener for
Yeah.
all of us, not just all of us. It's been an eye opener, and it's been revealing. And as I said, there is that dark versus light. Light attracts light, darkness attracts darkness. And remember that, and just look around you and see who's around you. Just look around you. Who are these people? And I don't mean your family and your loved ones. I mean, really, honestly, the people that you have around you, do they really offer anything to you? Are they energy vampires? Are they off, because right now you're on a journey. We're all on a journey, and we need to focus on that. We need to help the collective, especially us who are
Right.
intuitive, who are healers, who are light workers. That should be the focus, not how to bring each other down, not how to harm other people, not nothing of all that. That's completely irrelevant. And it's
Absolutely.
nothing. It's a speck of dust compared to the universe and everything else.
Yep. Absolutely.
But you look great, Kim.
I was going to say we did not coordinate, but I love your outfit.
Thank you. We did not, but we're in black talking about light versus dark. I have people in the back. Do you want to? So I want to say that Kim has her own channel. She's got a channel. It's called Fields of Grace 101, as you can see down below. Do you want to talk a little bit about your channel? Maybe people are interested and they want to come and subscribe to you and
Yeah,
watch your.
come on over. We talk about anything really, but a lot of it's spiritual, and we have a talk show on Mondays. It's called No Makeup Mondays. It's a ladies' chat. We do it by Zoom call, so it's not published on any social media, but we'll put the link so you can come in. Anybody's welcome. Um, we're getting ready to start on a nutrition show on there, and just come on over. Like I said, we talk about anything, and most of it's just building each other up. And I still have Southern Fried and Gluten Free. I'm just rebranding it right now.
All right, okay, because Kim has got a gluten intolerance, and so she not just gluten intolerance, right? It's also
Celiac disease.
celiac disease, sorry. So she makes up her own recipes for anyone who's following keto, who's gluten intolerant, who has celiac disease. So head on over there and check out her videos and her channel.
Thank
Kim,
you.
I'll have to drop you because I have people in the
Okay.
backstage, but thank you. Thank you for doing this. Thank you for coming up. And
Thank you.
honestly, this is a great way to kind of like also bid adieu to the 2021 year and to everything that's been going on out in the world with
Absolutely.
all of us,
It's
and
all new now.
just say that, guys, compassion, love, and forgiveness is everything.
Yes, ma'am.
Everything.
It is. It
Thank
is.
you, Kim, for
It's
coming.
good to see you.
Good to see you too. Catch you later.
All right.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Mocha or Mocha, and now we'll find out how we pronounce your name. You're next.
Hi.
Hi.
Um,
How do you
it's
pronounce your
Mocha.
name?
Like I say Mocha because
Oh my
I'm
goodness.
Australian. Americans
Okay.
say mocha, but yeah, being an Aussie, I say mocha. We always accentuate an A.
Okay, I said it right the first time when I said
Yeah,
mocha then.
yeah.
Okay, good,
Um,
good. How are you doing, my darling? You're in Australia. It must be really, really early
I
right
woke
now.
up at like 5 o'clock to catch you
Oh
because I
my
knew I
God.
had to.
Oh my
Because
God.
everything
Thank
you've
you.
spoken about, I've been going through for a very long time.
Okay.
I'm actually, I s- actually was born to be a earth angel in my culture because I'm Aboriginal. So as a child, I always heard the spirits talking to me, but I would block it out. And then
Mm.
as I got older, um, I started to learn because I was supposed to have my own teacher in my culture.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then it's funny about everything that you were saying and all the signs and symptoms that there is because I've actually been going through all of that. And I think my ascension really started to happen once my ex-husband and I wrapped things up in the beginning of this year
Okay.
because I was trying to get rid of him spiritually because we were we've been connected in every life. And
Hmm.
so I was trying to break away from him and he wouldn't let me go.
Mm-hmm.
And so when it finally happened, everything else started to fall into place because I actually found you ages ago, but I just wasn't ready for it.
Mm.
And I knew it. And then, like I said in the chat, I actually gave a message to someone who's in America.
Okay.
And I was surprised because I've never done, I've always done readings for family and friends. But to give someone a reading that I've never met, I've never physically touched or been around to feel their energy, I felt obviously scared at first that I got this message.
Mm-hmm.
And then to pass it on, I felt even more scared because um, obviously, as you know, like when you have such a gift, it's a toss up whether or not to share it
I know.
because you don't want to upset anybody, but you also don't want anyone to feel like you're prying into their business.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
yeah, it was quite amazing. And even when I did my tarot reading, for the first time, I actually like really understood it.
Hmm.
Because usually I have to like flip through the little booklet and then really like hard decipher it. But it just came naturally to me this time. And it, like, I felt so amazed that I was so blessed to do that for somebody that I
Because you were
didn't even know.
channeling the information without thinking, without saying, okay, that's the Ace of Cups. What does that mean? You're
Yeah,
like, it's coming through. I don't need to think. It's just coming through.
yeah. So it was just like, it was fantastic because I've always been a healer and been able to give readings and things like that. And I always knew that I was supposed to come back to it later in life.
Mm.
But I'm in my really early 30s now. And it's funny that after all this stuff with my ex-husband, that I've kind of come back around to it. And I know that this is my purpose in life
Yeah,
and that like, I, I don't have to be scared anymore. Like, it's okay to share my gift with other people. And
absolutely.
I wanted to thank you for that because catching you on Down with Jason, um, I always like I instantly felt your light, and I just felt like if I kept up with you, I like things would just make sense. And oh, sorry, I feel like I'm gonna cry because it's like
Oh,
the release. Um, yeah, no, like, and I feel good that I've been able to come back to who I originally was, like when I was
yeah.
before I came into this world, and
I
that I'm
know. You're
able
gonna
to
make
give
me
back.
cry. Morgan,
No,
you're
like
gonna
it's
make me
so
cry.
amazing because like I've struggled not only with who I am as a person in my own country and my color, but with my gift for so long. And because I've never had any, like, I'm self taught. Everything that I've learned has been passed on from my ancestors who talk to
Mm.
me. And I've just had to pick it up as I go along with a lot of other things I've learnt. So my spirituality is a very deep part of who I am. And it's like, I would say, in essence, it is who I am.
Oh my God,
So,
Marka, I'm getting goosebumps because I'm getting I'm getting your ancestors and guides coming through right now. It's so strong. Look,
yeah,
I don't
because,
know if you guys see it, but I've got like totally like goosebumps right now and I'm feeling it. It's just, it's your energy right now. You're beaming. You're beaming
yeah,
light and
because
I
as you were
feel it.
telling me, as you were saying all this stuff, I'm like, oh, this makes so much more sense now. Because I have lost a lot, especially for someone so young.
Mm,
I have lost a lot, and
yeah.
I've I've been in that state of like complete in like completely in love with somebody that it hurts your heart,
Mm,
but when they leave. So
yeah.
getting past all that, and I never thought I would. Like when you do when you're young, you don't think you'll ever be that way again. And I know that it won't, but I do know that there's better for me next year, and I know that next year is my year, and it's time for me to focus on myself for a change and to keep
Exactly.
shedding light on all the good stuff and to keep protecting those that I can protect to the best of my
100.
ability. So thank you so much for what you've
Oh,
given me.
thank you for sharing and thank you for coming on. It's just, it's touched me. It's going to make me cry.
No, don't
If
cry.
you want, I'm here for you. If you want guidance or even advice or just to talk to, email me, DM me on Instagram. I would, I'm here for you. Honestly, I know what it's like. I know what it's like when you suddenly realize that I can't keep that sealed, you know, I can't keep that at bay what I've been given, what I know, what
Yeah,
I
because
can
I've
do, how I can
always been
help
like
people.
that. Like I've always had the information, like even and how you were saying before, like with psychics, the percentage of being 100% right. Like I've with most of my things, I've been wrong. I can literally say maybe 10% of the time.
But you're not wrong when you think you're wrong.
Yeah,
Here's the thing. When you start
and I
reading,
don't think I'm wrong either. Like I
you're
think
not
it's just at a
wrong.
different time for everybody else. Like they're not up with
Exactly.
me. But
Exactly.
I've always been correct in what I've said. And then when that person or a situation has shown that I was right and it came to light, then everyone would come back to me and say, well, I'm sorry. And because I'm a bit petty, I would be like, but I'm also gracious about it. I'm like, oh, well, thank you. But I didn't need your like
Yeah, I know what you mean.
gratification.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
because
know what you
like
mean.
it was yeah, because I found out that my husband was stalking me at one point,
Oh God.
and
Okay.
I told everyone that, and nobody believed me. And then when it came out, and he admitted that he was or he did, I like just him saying it out loud was enough validation for me because I knew it. For the last 4 years, I knew that he was, and knowing that my abilities led me to that long before he admitted it meant to me that I had grown so much and
Right.
I had
Exactly.
ascended into who I'm supposed to be. So again, like thank you so much, Natalie. It's been
Thank
amazing.
you. Thank you, and thank you for everything you do as well. And as I said, if you want help with anything or with your psychic development, anything, I'm here. You reach out. And anyone watching, guys, I'm accessible. Okay. If you need advice, if you need anything, don't ask for free readings though, because that's what a lot of mediums, psychics, and mediums are getting. But if you want, if something's happening to you and you don't understand it, reach out. I want to help.
Okay,
Because
thank
it's
you
a
so
lonely
much.
journey, Mocha. It's a lonely journey. And if you accept that, then you'll be able to fly high.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you. Thank you for being here. I thank you for sharing. That's
No worries.
very, very valuable. Thank you. See you again next time.
See ya.
Bye. Oh, you guys. Her light is shining. Yeah, Mocha's light is definitely shining. Oh, that really brought me to tears. I just want to address Star Midnight's question. What is your opinion about karma? If someone deliberately does something harmful and hurtful to someone, did they get away with it? No, they don't. I keep saying that. So, you know how we talk about the law of attraction and we say that you've got to change your vibe, you have to change your mindset, your energy, everything in order for you to attract what you want. And you can. That's because you elevate your energy, and the universe is like gifting you. It's like, great, this is where I want you to be at. This is the level I want you to be at. Here's your gift. What did you ask for? Take it. Same applies with negative, negative, when people are being negative or when people are being mean or hurtful, that comes back tenfold because you just put out that energy out to the universe. Okay. And the universe is going to pay you back with what is going to hand you back what you served. It's pretty simple. And yes, I do believe in karma. And I know a lot of people say, oh, yeah, but bad people get away with so much stuff. And how come so and so can get away with so much for so long? Trust and believe. You know, when the timing is right, this person is going to get their karma. And no, before anyone asks, not just in the next life, but they're going to get a piece of their karma in this life too. And it will follow this person onto the next life if they don't do something about it, if they don't learn from it and grow from it. So definitely believe in karma. I've seen it with my own eyes. I've seen it with people that have been just treated other people, done horrible things, and people are like, they're going to get away with it. And the years down the line, they didn't get away with it. They're broke now. They've got all sorts of like not mental, like physical ailments, etc. And that's karma. Okay. I get heated and passionate about karma and about people who deliberately do things to hurt other people, lying, stirring the pot. There's stirring the pot and stirring the pot. But I mean, just so you deliberately bring someone down or you deliberately hurt someone. We all say hurtful things. We all do things because you were human that may affect someone else in a negative way. But that is not deliberate. It might be deliberate at that moment, you know, when you're having a heated argument and you say something, and you're saying it at that moment because you want to hurt that person, because you feel offended, you feel hurt. It's a reaction. That's different. You're reacting to someone at something. What if someone does something to you out of left field, out of the blue, just because they don't like you, just because they don't like the color of your eyes, they don't like the color of your skin, they don't like your car, they don't like where you live? That's karma, baby. That's karma. Unfortunately, London Girl was backstage. If London Girl, you're here, I'm sorry it took so long, but I just went with the sequence. I went with the I can't talk, you know what I'm trying to say. So thank you, Kempire. Thank you. Yeah, we did. Let me just remind everyone that Kempire and I did a reading, an update on Salt Lake City girls, housewives. And yes, there is a lot of juice and a lot of stuff that you've been suspecting has been confirmed. But go ahead and watch that video because we had fun doing that as well. Let me just see, Joey. I've been dreaming of people from my past as early as my childhood for the past 6 to 8 months. Random dreams. Why? There's a message there with that. It's your higher self from your past. So this is your past Joey through your higher self trying to send you a message. And I remember what we said about time. Time is not linear. So Joey is not in the past. Joey is just on a different level. Like younger Joey is on a different level than you are time wise. Okay. So it's probably a message about something that you did, something they did to you, or something that you need to know. Write down your dreams. They will make sense to you eventually. Right. I don't know if anyone else wants to ask anything. Oh, thanks, Cam. Okay, Kembar just posted. Thank you so much. He posted the link to the video, which you can find on my channel under videos as well. And it's very interesting there. Right, I think we can wrap it up. We are 1 hour in. I can't believe it. We made it into an hour. Yes, it was juicy. It was juicy. It was. And I was trying not to go too deep into it because we don't want to get in trouble, Kemp and I, or me especially, because I'm the one reading those things. Thank you, Mocha. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate it. Oh, thank you. Yes, please don't forget to like the videos, subscribe. Thank you to the mods. Thank you, chat, for being here. Well, as I said, over the holidays, you'll be seeing more of me. I'll be doing more of these lives because I have more time. And also, I think I want to continue this discussion because I want to talk about the stages of Ascension, because that's really important for you to know. What do they feel like? What does that mean for you? And we will find other topics to talk about. If you have any questions, please go ahead and post them down below on the comment box or send me a DM. Hi, Adam. How are you? And we will dive into that topic. I mean, help me out, guys. Let me know what you want to know. Right. Thank you all for being here. Thank you for another great live. This is the most amazing community. I feel so incredibly blessed. And most of you guys, I know personally as well, meaning that I've had readings with you. And guys, I feel like you're all part of my family. You're all my friends. You're all my family. And this is so valuable and priceless. Absolutely. Thank you all for being here. Thank you, Kate, as well. Till next time, guys. Bye.